Hi and welcome to this short post-run stretch with me. I'm Emily. I think that if you are a runner, I think you know for yourself that running comes often with a lot of stiffness. You just become stiff and immobile, but you get very good at running. So just taking a short moment to do this kind of stretchy flow after you have gone for a run, it will bring so much more flexibility and mobility through your muscles, and you will feel such a difference 24-48 hours after your run. So let's just come to standing at the center of our mat. So you can place your mat at this length. So just facing me, place your big toes so that they come to a touch and just a small little space between your heels. Inhale, sweep your arms up, gaze up, see your palms come to touch, and from here to hook your thumbs and fan your palms and your fingers out, palms facing me. Inhale, just stretch really tall, pressing down through your feet, lifting your gaze, lifting your chest, and exhale, just lean over to the right. I'm mirroring you, so lean over to the right. And when you do, just make sure that your entire chest is not falling forward, but lift your chest up. Maybe you can gaze underneath your left armpit. Hold it, press down through your feet, lifting your chest. Inhale, lift back up. Stretch tall. Inhale and exhale to the other side. Once more, see if you can gaze underneath your right armpit this time. Make your arms long, pressing down through your feet, sticking your hip out to the right. Inhale it back up. Exhale, arms come down. Once more, inhale it up a little quicker. Hook the thumbs and just lean over to the right. With an exhale, inhale it back up and exhale it over to the left. Inhale it back up. Exhale, arms come down. Let's come to a wide straddle position with our feet. And just turn your toes straight forward so that your feet are completely parallel to each other. Inhale, lift your chest. Place your hands on your hips. Really stand tall, pressing down through your feet, and try to find energy through your legs, lifting your pelvic floor, drawing energy up, up, up. Inhale, sweep your arms up, gaze up, palms come to a touch. And exhale, stick your sitting bones back and fold from your hip. All the way down to center. You can make your stance as wide or narrow as you please. Totally up to you. And when you've found the floor, if the floor is very far away, maybe you're somewhere up here, bend your knees so that your fingertips can touch the floor, but keep lifting your sitting bones. Even if your knees are bent, lift your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Let your head hang heavy and just find some movement here. Swaying it out. And then find stillness. Just breathing into it for a short moment. Once again, press down through your feet. Maybe lean into your toes so that your sitting bones can lift even higher. Engage your core and draw your navel towards your spine, engaging the lower part of your core. Inhale, just lift to a halfway lift, and then place your left hand to your right. I'm actually going to do the right one, so I'm not going to mirror you to make it easier later on. So place your left hand around your right ankle and just lean in. You can place your right hand on top of your, I lost the word. Yeah, your hip kind of. And make sure that you're not tilting to one side or the other, but that your hips are square. I'm trying to find that word in English. Sacrum, yes. There it was. The sacrum is still like just being flat, not tilting to one side or the other. So when it is, you can try to, if you want to, lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. You can gaze up. And then come back to center. Wiggle it out and do the other side. Your right arm comes to your left ankle. Lean in, left hand on your sacrum, making sure that it stays in position. And then try just gently to twist, maybe twisting and gazing up over your left shoulder and maybe rising your left arm towards the sky. Inhale back to center, bend into your knees and turn, just climb your fingers towards your right foot and turn all toes to point to the top of the mat. Lower your left knee down, untuck your left toes and come up to your fingertips. Lift your chest, inhale, lower your shoulder blades down and sink your hips forward. And lifting your chest even more. Press down through your right foot to just come up a slight tiny bit and place both hands on the inside of your right foot, going even further into lizard pose by lowering your hips even more. Maybe you can sink really deep if you can, and if you want to, try to come down to your forearms. Do that, but just glance over to see that your right knee is not falling out towards the side of the mat, but it's still pressing gently towards your shoulder. Breathe here and really press into your right foot and into the top of your left foot, using the strength of your muscles to create space in your body. Breathe into the areas where you feel the most sensation. You can come up to your fingers if you're not already there. And then heel toe your right foot in just one more bit, so that you're framing your front foot with your hands. Squeeze your core, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, lower your hips down. And then place your right arm, forearm to the thigh. Sweep your left arm back and just bend into your left knee, lifting your left foot off the mat. And if you feel here that you're straight on top of your knee, try to make the weight come slightly forward, so you're just in front or like above the knee. That will make it so much more comfortable. I know that if you have very tight hip flexors, that is very hard, but work on it. If this is totally impossible, just stay here, maybe place a hand on your lower back to gently work into that hip flexor. If it feels good to grab hold of the back foot with your left hand, do that. Then you can work with either drawing the foot away from the body, lifting the chest, squeezing the core and opening your front side. Or you can gently pull the foot in towards your glute. You can inhale to lift the glute towards the foot to make it a little bit easier, and then bring them sink them down together. You can hold it like this, and if this is really easy for you, you can try to turn your hand so you're turning your palm so that your fingers eventually are facing to the top of the mat. Lower it down, lift the chest, engage the core, shoulder blades down and back. Inhale, exhale to release. Fingertips to the mat, straighten your front leg out. Bring the heel to the mat and the toes to the ceiling. Inhale, really stretch through your spine, pointing your sitting bones out towards the back. And exhale, gently fold over your front leg. Try to fold from your hip and not really just placing your forehead to your leg, but kind of try to make this about your belly, just moving further down towards your thigh. Hold it and breathe. Inhale, release, just gentle release, inhale, and exhale all the way back. Flex your foot, press down through your front heel. Almost feel like you're drawing this heel back towards the back knee. Squeeze your core. Once more, inhale forward, exhale back. So this is very important that you keep the activation in your hamstring as you are stretching it, because if you're just kind of stretching it in, you will create maybe a long but a bit weaker muscle. But what we want is a strong and flexible muscle. So you really need to keep this engagement. And sole of the right foot to the mat and heel toe your right foot over to the left side, lowering your right knee down into pigeon pose. Untucking your back foot, lifting your chest, and making sure that your hips are rolling down towards the mat. If this is far too much, just bend your left knee into about a 90 degree and work from here. Or if you're in pigeon, you can work with either staying in this lifted position or climbing your fingertips and your hands forward, leaning forward, folding from the hip as well here, not just forcing the forehead down, but the hip, the entire upper body is leaning in towards the floor. And breathe long, deep breaths in through your nose, out through your nose. And a couple of more deep breaths here. With your next inhale, make your way back up. Place your palms to the mat, tuck your back toes, and just press yourself up enough so that your foot can come in somewhere around in between your hands. Lift your back knee and then turn once again to this wide straddle position. All toes pointing towards the side of the mat. Inhale, come all the way back up. Sweep your arms up. Inhale, gaze up, palms come to touch, and exhale, fold all the way down. I'm gonna do it once more, exact the same thing on the other side. So just place your left hand on your right ankle, right hand on your sacrum, making sure it is square. Inhale, rotate over to the right, and if your hips are square, you can gently release the right arm, really opening your chest to the right, stretching tall through your right fingertips. Inhale, exhale all the way down. Bend your knees if needed. Any variation is completely fine. Right hand on your left ankle, left hand on your sacrum. Inhale to create length throughout your spine, and exhale to rotate. Maybe gaze up towards your left hand. Again, use your core to create this twist, the rotation in your spine. Inhale, exhale back to center. And from here, just walk your fingers this time over to the left foot. Point all toes to the top of the mat and lower your right knee down. Untuck your right toes. Inhale, come up to your fingertips, lift your chest. Exhale, lower your hip down. Press down through your feet. Create engagement. While pressing down, you will really create engagement in your hip flexor. Inhale to release, and then just place all your hands, however many you have, on the inside of your left foot. Lift your chest. Inhale, exhale. Sink your hips into lizard, and if you were down on your forearms on the other side, I encourage you to try to do it on this side too. But once again, checking that knee. Inhale, bring your chest forward. So don't just round your back, but really keep that length of your spine. Chest is forward. Finding length from the top of your head to your back foot. Sink it down. Inhale, come back up to fingertips, heel to your left foot in so that you have one hand on each side of your foot. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sink your hips. Inhale, create length along your sides. Exhale, your right arm sweeps back, bend the right knee and grab hold of the right foot, left forearm to the thigh. And here once again, you can either press the foot into the hand and away from the body, lifting your chest. You can really feel an opening in your chest area, in your shoulder here. Or inhale, and maybe on your exhale, you do it the other way. You just try to bring your foot closer to your glute. And while you do this, don't just use your hand, but really use the glutes, your hamstrings, to bring your heel closer. You can lift your glute up towards your heel and then exhale. Whew. Keep balance, lowering it down. Maybe turning your hand, fingers forward if it feels good. Inhale to release. And frame the front foot with your hands, stretching your left leg straight out and turning your toes to point to the ceiling. Inhale for a long flat back, sticking your sitting bones out to the back and your chest forward, and exhale, fold over your front leg. Hold it here once again, finding that engagement by pressing down through your heel, drawing your heel in towards the back knee. Not overstretching your front leg, but really keeping that activation in your quad and around your knee. Inhaling into the left foot, sole of the foot to the mat. Exhale, come back. Once more, breathe into it. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, sit back once more. Inhale forward and heel toe your left foot over to the right side of the mat, lowering the left knee down, untucking your right toes and just sinking your hips into pigeon, or the variation, whatever you chose on the other side. Lifting your chest. And if you climb forward on the other side, maybe you want to do this here, or you actually want to stay up on this side. So you get a bit of both great sides. No matter where you decide to go, just kind of close down your eyes, breathe into all the sensations, breathe into your hips. Pressing down through the top of your back foot, pressing down through your left shin and your left foot. Anytime you create engagement in other places, you will feel that where you actually have the tension, it will let go. Something happens there when you create the tension, that contradictive force. And that releases the tension from where you have it. Inhale, come all the way back up. This time, just swing your back leg around. So both legs are forward. Inhale, lift your chest, maybe grab hold of the back of your thighs, and exhale, roll down. Bring your knees into your chest, spread your arms wide. Inhale, and as you exhale, just drop your knees over to the right. You can place your right hand on the outside of your left thigh, gazing over your left shoulder. Just making sure that both shoulder blades are firmly pressing down to the mat. And you let every inhale create length along your spine. And let every exhale just melt you further down into this lovely rotation. Inhale your knees back to center and exhale them over to the left, gazing over the right shoulder, placing your left hand on the outside of your right thigh. And just breathing here. And inhale, knees back to center. Grab hold of your knees, give yourself a hug, maybe curl up. And then just do a couple of rolls, placing your hands on the back of your thighs, rolling a couple of times. Lovely massage for the spine. And then eventually just roll all the way up to standing. Sweep your arms up, gaze up, palms come to touch. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Thank you so much. Well done. I hope this will improve your feeling, your post-run feeling, and the feeling that you have in your body the day after you run or 2 days after. Hope to see you soon again. Namaste.